guys, welcome back. And now we're going to continue the series of Dishonored Death of the Outsider, starting at Mission 1. One last fight. You are on the lookout for your old mentor, Dowd, whatever, whom you've not seen in 15 years. Rumors speak of a clandestine boxing club that uses black magic and bone charms at the Albarca Bats. Could he be there? Alright. Let's start.
My name is Billy Lurk, though there aren't many people who remember. For years, I stayed hidden, captain of a ship called the Dreadful Whale. I was a smuggler, fence, and maybe traitor, depending on who you ask. Our names are always overshadowed by the words whispered after them. If you hide from the world long enough, eventually nobody remembers you. Then you're alone, living with your choices. But I could never forget the man who pulled me up from nothing. Dowd, the Knife of Dunwall. A name called out by the desperate or the dying. The assassin who ended one empress and saved another. Shame burns inside you for a long time. When I betrayed Dowd, he let me live. I left Dunwall and my own name behind. For years, I wondered if I was worth forgiving. For years, I laughed at myself for even wanting a killer's forgiveness. Sometimes mercy cuts deeper than any knife. Now I know that forgiving is something you do for yourself as much as for the people who hurt you. I know Dowd is in Karnaca, and I'm going to find him. Every night for weeks, the same terrifying dream. A street fight, my arm dead and lying in the gutter, my eye gouged out by a Grand Guard sword. But when I wake up, they still hurt for hours. Gives me the creeps. This always brought me a little comfort. You stole this for me, didn't you, Deirdre? Now it's all I have left of you. Another relic from the old days. Still holds an edge, at least. That boxing club in the Albarca Baths is my last lead. Dowd has to be there.
Alright, objective updated, view the contracts. I didn't read fast enough. Alright, let's see what we have here. Contracts. At any time you can review your list of contracts from your journal. Press J to open the journal and go to contracts. You can activate the markers on targets, and some additional hints are provided in the description. If you succeed at a contract, you will be rewarded with a good amount of coin and sometimes buy a bone charm. That would be nice. I would like a bone charm, because in this playthrough, on this let's play, we will be trying to hide as much as possible, do not kill as much as possible. And I found, well, we'll fight our way, but we will use a lot of sleep darts probably. Anything to make the enemy run away, not be killed or whatever. Like I said before, I'm not gonna do any achievements regarding ghosts or whatever, like it cannot be seen in any kind of mission. That would just really very hard to do. So let's get to it. Escape. Sokolov establishes studio in Tivia. Renowned natural philosopher and painter Anton Sokolov returned to the Tivia this week after years of retirement in Karnaca. Sokolov, whose inventions and technological marvels are famed throughout the Isles, was greeted with the fanfare and Panoply Jew, a national hero. A parade in his honor culminated in a festival on Mastrov Square in Dubovka, where Sokolov gave a brief speech announcing the establishment of his studio. When asked about his future plans, the inventor responded, "I've already done enough for several lifetimes." The inventor was overwhelmed by the infernal noise of the parade and left the celebration early. He gave no indication whether or not his studio will accept apprentices. Alright.
Good to see the old man made it up north. I was lucky to know him. I wonder what poor soul is dealing with him now.
Empress Caldwin moves to heal fractured empire. Renovation projects in the Tower District are finally underway, as the last funeral rites were performed for High Overseer Yul Kulan and the Brothers of the Faith who died in an attempt to retake Dunwall Tower from now deposed usurper Delano Copperspoon. The Abbey of Everyman has spent the last several months consecrating and interring the remains of the fallen, while also removing dangerous and heretical objects from the Imperial Palace. With representatives from the Isles beside her, Empress Emily Caldwin issued a statement yesterday morning urging unity in the wake of this great tragedy. The Empire's strength is in its diversity of thought and action. Working together, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. We are pleased to reassert our partnership with the sovereign nations of Morley, Serconus, and Tivia for our mutual peace and prosperity. Following these proceedings, several imperial proclamations have been issued with the aim to restore trading networks and communication across the Isles. Several large-scale public works have been announced, with architectural firms in Serconus and Morley already competing for the commissions. That's nice. So if you have played Dishonored 2 with low chaos, this must be the canon story then. Gives me inspiration to play this game in low chaos then. No kills as much as possible. No alerts. Hide.
So, Her Imperial Highness is back on the throne. If she knew what I was doing now, she'd probably try me for treason.
Deirdre.
Is this what you would have looked like, my sweet Deirdre? I would have died soon after you, if it hadn't been for Dowd.
What do you know? What a rock star. Sensitivity is a little bit fast. Let me change the setting. Oh, contracts. Okay. Burn the White Hound. Burn the White Hound. Show tutorial. Oh yeah. An eyeless hag stole my poor Milky. He is white as whalebone but riddled with disease. It breaks my old heart to ask you of this, but if you find my Milky, please put him out of his misery and burn his remains. Save him from those cursed eyeless, and save Karnaca from another plague. Oh, so actually burn him. Industrial espionage. Those thugs at the Albarcom make potions and bone charms are theirs. Their liquor is vile, but it sells for good coin and we're losing punters to them by the day. Bring us the rat liquor recipe before our brewery goes out of business and make sure to destroy their stock while you're at it. Alright. Stealing and killing. Let's see what we have. No bone charms. Or some maps. Read that. Ooh, we got maps. Maybe later. Travelogue. One last fight. I wouldn't have blamed Emily for killing me then and there. Bring down an empress and everything gets thrown into chaos. A lot of people got hurt. But it was worse than that, wasn't it? I helped her kill her mother. That's 2 times I was spared, but at least I got put it right. Is this how Dowd feels? My dreams are getting worse too, stronger. Sometimes I stare at my right arm like it shouldn't be there, and my head hurts like I'm blinded by blood. I started to write all down just to keep a handle on it. 2 weeks until I'm back to Karnaca, the longest 2 weeks of my life. Even if I make it, the engine is rattling bad. My old self again. It felt good to say the name, even better to hear it. And now it's in every corner of Karnak. Wanted, Billy Lurk. I've been sending out messages to my contacts in the city, following up on sightings and rumors, but nothing yet. I even listen to the rats. Sometimes they know things others don't, and their voices rhyme is soft. Their voices reminded me so much of Deirdre. I found the old man's wanted poster in a trunk. Now I'm looking for Dowd, just like all of Dunwall was years ago. Hope I have more luck than they did. A long shot. One last lead. An underground boxing club, of all places. Dowd could be fighting there, maybe another dead end, but I have to be sure. I tried to pump out the engine room, but no use. My ship's dead in the water. Megan Foster would have been furious, but I'm not. I've got other things to care about. Alright. Same thing. Let's see what we can read here. Get as much clues as possible. Knowing that we don't have any HUDs to help us. No shenanigans, no clues. Review the board. Okay, gotta review the board.
Burglary, spying, picking pockets. Dowd taught me more than just killing. It can keep me afloat. For now.
See, told you. I can do this without killing. Oh. Alright. See what we have here. Dreadful wear.
The engine is shot and half the ship's in an inch or more of seawater. These are the dreadful whale's last days.
Well, that sucks. Ship's gonna die soon. Let's see what we have. Stilton, huh? Let's see what we can grab here before the ship goes down in the water. A book. The Lonely Rat Boy and Other Tales 1. It was the year the rat plague sank its bloody teeth into Dunwall and tore out all of its mercies. The year the people who lived submerged within the shadows of the city's great edifices suffered most. This lonely child knew no family, but a small white rat. Whatever pieces of half-rotted food he found, he shared with this creature. He knew no name, only the vile curses thrown at him by the thugs and the mudlarks who tormented him daily. Their fists raised, their knives in his skin. How they grinned, baring all their blackened teeth. The boy, bruised and shaken, cradled his little friend to his chest as they sat together in some dark alley for a moment's breath. Soon the city watch found him. "Move on," the watchman said. The boy did not know where to go. He pleaded with the man who answered it, truncheon across the youngster's cheek. "Move on," he said again with a scowl. The boy turned to run. "He'll be weeping soon," he heard the watchman spit. The boy's heart started with fear. The rat watched him plaintively with red eyes. "No one will help us," the boy said to his only friend. Ah, that's terrible. Even in fictions like this, people are still terrible. Well, fictions are inspired by true events anyway. Terrible dreams. These are the strongest they ever been. Feels like I'm really dying each time. I'll be in some alley in Karnaka, the sleeve of my coat soaked to the shoulder in blood, half blind, face split open like a river crust. Thieves waiting to check my head for gold teeth and grab a better pair of boots, or the Grand Guard, swords bloody, laughing as I die. It's a little different every time, but not by much. When I wake up, I look at the glass just to make sure my eye is where it was the night before. And who in the aisles has to check to make sure their own damn arm hasn't been hacked off the night? Ridiculous. I'm running low on tobacco with how much I've packed my pipe with nights I cannot sleep. Don't know what I'll do when it's gone. No recipient, no... Feels like this is Billy Lurk's own writing for herself or something. Alright. Dream again. It was the Grand Guard. I know it this time. A fight I couldn't handle. A misstep, a mistake. And I got open with the sword arm lying in the street. Me, not even half myself, staggering through Karnaka, trying to tie off a tourniquet with my teeth, pulling with all my strength as I feel each heartbeat shudder a little slower, a little weaker. When I woke up, my right arm was numb, right up to the elbow, and my right eye stung as bad as the time Anton tried to cook hot peppers on the grill in the galley. It's like my mind's playing tricks on me. Takes me a while every morning to know what's real. So this is saying that her arm and her eyes are still there? Meaning if you played Dishonored 2, I think when you're trying to help Aramis Stilton, if you make sure you didn't make him see the seance back then, it will show that Megan has her eyes and arms all together. Not the first time around where you saw her broken and shit. That may be the canon then. That's nice. So things to read. I don't have time reading all of this. What's about Barker Bats? Went to see Old Madge again. There's some old whalebone and a bit of hair. Not mine, for information. He's making charms for the eyeless now. Eyeless? Good clients, pay regular. Enemies. Left before Marge tried to pick my pocket. Some riches from the Royal Conservatory. Joined the eyeless. Powerless now. None from the Brigmore days who won't remember me at least. No reason to think they'll look twice if I go and look anyone else. Are these people just messing around, or is there something I'm not seeing? I think I lost my pocket now. Madge, curse that old woman. Can't know if Dowd's at the Albarca Bats until I go check it out for myself. Last lead I got. Oh, okay. It's a note for herself.
Dowd's had the mark of the outsider in his hand for as long as I've known him. I've gone through every gang-infested slum asking after this, and no one would tell me a thing. That club is run by a gang that call themselves the Eyeless. They claim to fight using black magic. If that's true, then Dowd might be involved.
That would be nice. Using boxing gloves to knock out enemies instead of knives, swords. Eyeless remains eyesore for our city. 2 raids by the Grand Guard occurred last night, resulting in a few arrests as investigations continue to activities of the gang known as the Eyeless. Both raids were conducted on derelict warehouses and the Campo Serra dockyards. Several shipments of whalebone were found at both scenes, along with many carved talismans familiar on sailing ships. These trinkets, marked with strange insignias, were collected along the various unidentified powders, noxious plant, and vials of unknown liquid. Though these items add credence to rumors of black magic being practiced by the Eyeless, the Grand Guard has not called for overseer support. Roving Vice Overseer Cardoza of the Abbey of Everyman, when reached for comment, stressed the spiritual dangers of cardbone charms and, if found, to bring them directly to your nearest Overseer Outpost for inspection and disposal. He gave no further remarks on the Grand Guard's ongoing investigation. Alright. Looks like we'll have two factions again fighting for the city. T. There's a lot of things to read. Let's read everything. Start here. Billy or Megan, or whatever you go by these days. I don't know anymore. It was easy to pretend we didn't know each other when you were Megan. We agreed to respect both our new lives and not dredge up bad memories. So what are you doing? Yeah, I saw him 2 years ago, here in Karnak. He even asked after you. I said I hadn't seen you since the night in the flooded district. I'm sure you know why I lied. He never stopped killing, you know. He's got the same old grudges. Oh. I just hope you're not one of them. T. Alright, I forget to turn off the overlay. Give me a sec, guys. That should do it. See, okay.
Karnaka is full of secrets. If I have any clues about where Dowd is, it's because he let me find them.
Reply from Kitterick. Dearest Megan, what an intriguing message. Who is this then? An old lover? Forgive me, but he doesn't really seem your type. But if you must, I heard a rumor about a few months ago from some gentleman that a man looking like that had been spied with those bizarre eyelids. I filed that piece of gossip away just in case it was important. Lucky you. When you are coming back here, make it soon. We miss you. We have some of that tobacco you like stored away just in case you visit. Loving you always, E.V. Kitterick. Looks like we have some fans over here. Best friends, maybe? E.V. Kitterick. Isobel. Megan, you must be pretty desperate if you're writing on me about this. Yeah, so he set up a meeting to buy some of those funny explosives that fell off the back of a carriage a few months ago. I waited for him, but he never showed up. Sorry, I can't be more any help. I haven't seen or heard from him since. Put me in a real bind. Isobel. Also, hey, you were kind not to mention it, but I didn't forget I still owe you that case of fig wine after what happened last time. Give me 2 more months as well, I'll get to you. Very resourceful girl right here. Very resourceful protagonist we have here. I mean, a lot of contacts.
Everyone in Dunwall was afraid of him then, but not me.
Not you. Before we do that, let's look around the ship. See, abandoned letter to the Emperor. Your Imperial Highness, thank you for the gift. While your generosity is... Looks like it's not being completed. To Empress Emerald Colony, unward your coin. Finally, I cannot take your coin after what I did. I'm trying to find my way to make peace. Dear Emily, I wish... I never got through. Knife of Dunwall. Alright, excerpt from a penny novel, chapter 3. Dowd stared at the blade. Oh, looks like a fictional book. Based on a true character, which was Dowd. The plan had gone perfectly, even better than he could have hoped. In fact, the whole thing had been too easy, but now that was over, he felt hollow, and there was nothing in the world that could fill him again. He knew it with the certainty that scared him. Billy called from the next room. Boss? Leave me, he nudged. The door closed before she could say anything else. He trusted her more than any of them, but he didn't feel like talking. Cleaning the blood from the blade, he studied the marks it made on the cloth. Royal blood. But it looked the same as and he had seen before. Weren't the high and mighty supposed to be filled with something different, something better? Dowd was tired. No amount of blood could change the way he felt. He didn't drink as a general rule, and sex had never interested him. He felt a kind of exhaustion that couldn't be soothed away. A smile crept across his mouth. The knife of Dunwall, exhausted, and yet something else. What was it he was feeling exactly? He'd look into Jessamine Colvin's eyes at the moment her laugh slipped away. And in that moment a thought occurred to him. He'd made a mistake. He'd been misled. That kind of thinking was useless. She was just as dead whether he regretted it or not. But he had seen his true face reflected in her eyes, seen himself for what he really was. Not a renowned assassin, not some great shaper of history, just another playing piece of an normal game. Let's see.
This station hasn't been used for years. Hiding the dreadful whale wasn't easy, but it's safe so far.
We'll take shot. Start animation for we'll take what is this? Distance, so this will be useful. This is some kind of I guess this is non-lethal. I hope it's not. That's what. Oh, I get flightless already. Oh, that's cool. Let's see what we have here. Some boat. She closed it off. In Dishonored 2, this was not closed off. And you can open this hatch and it leads down to one of the open rooms right after the workshop. It's a shame. Let's look around more, see what we got here in the boat. Closed. Looks like not too much in here. Alright. See if I missed anything. Oop, let's go back. Inspect the map.
I've been searching for months. I know you're here, Dowd. Somewhere.
Where is it? Take the carriage. Alright. Looks like we're gonna take some carriage. What carriage? Oh. Alright, a way up. Here we go. Rat whispers. Press F to hear the thoughts of the rats. These little creatures whisper to one another, exchanging information about what is going on in the streets and basements from their point of view. Their muttering are often cryptic, but sometimes they can give useful clues. Alright. Press F.
What can you tell me today, my little gutter friends?
Wait, wasn't it F? Oh. Oh, you just get close to them. Okay.
The friend listens. The friend hears us. One of us. One of us. An ugly and big, still friend. She fed us in times, tossed us grains and crumbs. While voices came, metal flashed, warm blood and floods on the floor. Our first feast. Let her up. Something such burns us, fire from inside, scent of heat and death, dangerous food.
Alright.
In the water, a fish bites his fin. Careful, careful. Watch for fins, watch for black biting howls.
That's useful. I think only one of them told me useful stuff, but that should be it. Let's move away. This carriage. Alright. We found our electric carriage. Let's see, let's look around, see what we got here. Looks like nothing much. Off we go into Albar Combats.